edited tape, but you know, that's basically him. I mean, I've been around the guy. I've been, you know, I twinned on him in some courses. Shit, he and I was getting auditing from Marty Rathbun. We were on turnabout for a month and a half. It was like Tom would go in, then I'd go in. Tom would go in, I'd go in. So, I mean, I spent a little bit of time with him. And that's him. You know, he's a very fucking focused guy. And I mean, that's what I see. I mean, this guy is not a namby-pamby panty waist. He's a totally dedicated person. I can't call him a friend or know him even, but I can tell you that that's who he is. So if it seems crazy, that's interesting. That seems like the ideal to most Scientologists. And that's an interesting comment. That's what it is. Because they showed that as a, come on, babies, get off your asses. Don't you want to be like Tom? And it's interesting that the rest of the world, who are not caught up in that Truman Show, they see it as, well, what's wrong with this guy? It's crazy.
Very much to an outsider, as though your personality is stripped away and it's replaced, your reality rather, stripped away and it's replaced with Scientology's reality. That's
what I saw. That's what I've perceived. And the other dangerous thing, I mean, I watched a little of that Tom Cruise interview, and I'd seen it before then. You know, I went to that event. You know, that was an IAS event from where he won the Freedom Medal. The fact that, you know, there's some part in there where he says, you know, as a Scientologist, you just can't let you can't pass that accident because you know you're the only person who can do something about it. And he does know that. You know? And to me, that's part of what I'm finding is destructive in terms of a religion that pulls people apart. You know, whereas it seems like, well, no, he's really helping people. So you could say that. But he's also putting himself above it. He's a homo novus. He's somewhat condescending. He knows he's going to heaven. Do you understand? You know, and I find that it's very worrisome. It really is. It's not. I don't think it bodes well for the planetary community when you have people sectifying into these groups that are the only way out. It starts to look crazy. Yeah. That's, I think, where war comes from.
You mentioned having done some of those videos like Cruise. You've done a lot of Scientology.
Oh shit, man! Let me tell you something. Like the main recruiting film for the Sea organization, I spent well over a year doing that with Up at Gold with David Miscavige, and he and I and one other guy on the final day, because we had to finish it for Sea Org Day. So if you ever get recruited to join the Sea Org, that'll be me talking, unless they hear this. Maybe they'll take me off. But we live in a world gone mad, where pain and strife create war and human suffering. A world rife with drugs. Yeah, it starts like that. It's very serious. And it's all about the Sea organization, how it was formed, and blah, blah, blah. So apparently it's working. That's what I've heard, they told me. But their stats never go down. Yeah, then I did, the last thing I did before I left was they had this, I don't know what the hell they were calling it, but it was this big public push. They were going to put these videos in every org, so when new public walk in, they can learn what is CCR, what is the volunteer ministers, what is there's like, I must have done 10 or 12 of them, of these things. And that's my voice too. Shit. Then, of course, you know, the technology of Scientology is learning how to clear people and bring them to higher states of spiritual freedom. And that takes a lot of learning. You have to go to course, and part of the course is technical films where they tell a story. They're all written by L. Ron Hubbard, and some were even directed by him. But I'm in, Jesus, shit, I don't know, plenty of them.
So you think they'll have to purge you now?
I don't know if they'll purge me. You know, there was a girl who had left, and they kept her. I mean, they redid the film finally. There's some of them that it'll take a while to redo. I mean, they take us so forever to make a film anyway. I mean, it's shit. I did a little half-hour film for them. It took months. It took months. My experience personally, and what I've observed for myself, is that Scientology is destructive and a ripoff, and that it's very, very dangerous for your spiritual, psychological, mental, emotional health and evolution. I think it stunts your evolution. And joining the Sea Org is the greatest commitment to that. And it requires the greatest amount of commitment from that individual. You know, there's a different standard for a new public, for a Scientology public, an OT public, and then above that is a Sea Org member. And what's required and expected is far beyond. And so the degree to which you have to be completely devoted, and to me, from my perception, the more devoted you are, the more brainwashed you are. The less you are yourself, the more you are just a Scientologist. You know, when I was saying earlier, you know, you become Jason Beghe the Scientologist. Right? Jason Beghe the Sea Org member would be further gone than Jason Beghe the Scientologist. And I hear about some of these hardcore top execs that are now, these are heavy duties in the Sea Org, 25 years, made it to the top, leaving. I would imagine that the, to use your word, decompression for them could be in danger of the bends. I mean, that's some heavy shit to get that far in. I mean, like, to me right now, I'm just getting an inkling of, like, you take an idea about, you know, one of the big concepts in Scientology is overts, which are sins that you've committed. These are naughty things you've done. These are your peccadillos. These are your big, awful secrets that you would never tell anybody. These are some mistakes you made. They can all add up to overts. I'm beginning to get a concept, and maybe part of the reason why I'm doing this is to try and make up the damage for some of the people I've influenced getting into Scientology, because I feel bad. I feel that was bad. That maybe somebody would look to me and say, hey, he's cool, or you know, he's no fool. Whatever the hell they say. And shit, you know, that makes me feel bad. You know, that Sea Org slideshow, shit, COB told me that it's got a whole bunch of people into the Sea Org. It's working like gangbusters. So you ask me if I fully, really faced that without flinching, it would be a tough pill to swallow. I mean, that's some heavy shit. I mean, if you really, or if I really look at that, I mean, that's taking people's lives away. That's enslaving somebody's mind. And when I was talking about being, you know, the levels of ethics, where somebody doesn't even know they're out ethics, shit, baby, we're talking about people who don't even know they're enslaved. That's a hard fucking thing to, I mean, shit, they can create their own reality where they will show up when they're 21 next lifetime and come back. That's fucking feasible. I'm talking about brainwashed. I mean, I don't know how far it goes. But I mean, it ain't a joke.